For the first type of the case, so at this stage, most of the coal power plants will release their discharging data online. So when we see these companies breaking the law from their monitoring data, then the NGOs can bring some of the cases to the coal power plant. The problem of this type of cases, sometimes it's difficult to figure out how effective this open data and how real is this open data. So this open data is very important for the NGO and also for the governments. And the second type is Friends of Nature has filed the case against one of the South Korea vehicle company, which is called Hyundai Motor. And this is the first case Friends of Nature has brought to the vehicle companies. Some of the new cars produced by this vehicle company, some of the using cars are owned by these huge taxi companies. Are obviously many of these cars are keeping breaking the law. So Friends of Nature brought the case to ask these vehicle companies to pay the compensation of the damage of the public interest. In the Hyundai case, Friends of Nature, together with, of course, the support from the court, set up a charitable trust. All the compensation money can goes to these charitable trusts. And in some of other cases, we ask the defendant to install the charging piles of the electric vehicles in some urban areas. So mall owners who are driving the electric vehicle cars can easily find the charging piles. And the third case is officially being called China's first climate litigation, also filed by Friends of Nature to suing the Gansu state agreed. So China was trying to issue energy law last year. And from what we see about the open version of the draft of the energy law, that the principle is quite clear, is the government will put the priority to support and develop the renewable energy. And the state grid basically is the buyer of the electricity has been issued by the wind and solar farm here. So the wind and solar electricity produced by these renewable companies has not been 100% purchased by the state grid, which means the state grid didn't 100% buy the electricity from this wind and solar farm. And in this case, so Friends of Nature has filed a case based on the renewable energy law and requested the Gansu state grid to 100% purchase electricity generated by the local solar and wind farms. This case is still going on since this is the first case. After Friends of Nature has filed this case, the case caused great attention from the National Energy Administration and NDRC and the central government. So a series of the policy on renewable energy consumption has been issued after the case has been filed. And the last case is so an NGO called ACEF, which is also a Chinese local NGO, have sued a real estate developer in Shanghai city. And according to the civil code, has been brand newly issued last year. And the Article 9 of the civil code is we called the green principle. So according to the civil code, all the civil activities and all the civil legal relationships and all the parties and private individuals or the business, everybody in their behaving and in their activity should follow the green principle, which means cause less damage and less influence of the environment. And at the same time, ACEF also bring the case under the circular economic law. So making the enforcement of the circular economic law. In these cases, when many of these companies are trying to rent office there, you always see there's a standard term in the agreement that asks you to clean all the constructions of the office before you finish your tenth agreement. So ACEF believe this kind of term, standard term put in this type of the lease agreement is very much waste, and it causes a lot of construction waste, and it's also bring a lot of the carbon release. So they request the real estate company remove this standard term from all these type of the rent agreement. So that's the last type of the case.